What's up, guys? And this is Rise, and welcome to another video. Since the Master Premier League has been brought back into rotation, we have not featured it yet on the channel, so what better time to feature it now? And we are going to be showcasing Uncle Instinct 91, who's in the 2600 elo range, impressive elo battler, and he is running Excadrill, Florges, and Golisopod, a fairly meta team and a very strong team. And I would say on the more accessible side for the Master Premier. So this is a team that many of you may have access to and could find yourself using and utilizing and finding yourself how to play it properly in this video to try and climb elo in the Go Battle League. Shout out to Uncle Instinct 91 for submitting this footage to us. And here we go, entering the first battle. We are going to see Uncle Instinct taking on this first opponent, and it's going to be Excadrill into the Togekiss. Positive lead for Excadrill, going to resist the charm damage and outpace. You want to throw on 7 mud shots if possible. Nice timing there for Uncle Instinct. Rock Slide's going to threaten super effective damage. Does just over half health as we see the Togekiss. And then we see the Annihilate swap in, and this is a terrific situation to be in for Uncle Instinct. Not going to bother respecting a potential Shadow Ball here. Knows that the Florges can take it quite handedly, and going to go straight for this Moonblast. Devastating damage, knocks out the Annihilate. Just wants to get rid of it. Doesn't want to give it an opportunity, right, to live the Disarming Voice and get to another charge attack. We are going to see the Togekiss get off a charge attack here, and this will threaten to knock out, but not quite. Actually hangs on to the Ancient Power and gets off a Parting Disarming Voice. This is a really good looking situation. Nearly knocks out. In comes a Golisopod of their own, but I think the tag team here of Excadrill plus the Golisopod should be able to handle the opposing Golisopod. Gets the shield advantage, gets off another Rock Slide, and also wins the charge attack party. This is amazing, and personally, I think you just let the Excadrill go at this point. Save both shields for your own Golisopod, but no, Uncle Instinct's going to opt to shield his Excadrill, excuse me, and this way he can get off the Rock Slide. This also makes sense. At this point, is going to invest in both Protect Shields on the Excadrill. Does end up shielding 2 Aerial Aces, but that's fine because you get off the super effective Rock Slide, and you're going to go into your own Golisopod here. No, just going to stay in. Maybe go for a catch. And the opponent had the same idea. They were trying to catch as well, trying to play to some sort of win condition. And this is going to be a charge attack priority. Going to lose it. That's fine. You'll live anything without a doubt. Even the super effective Aerial Ace, it's not that strong of a move. And this Aerial Ace will connect and take out the low Golisopod for a nice Game 1 victory. Doesn't have the best IVs on the Golisopod, so if you want to max out a Pokemon for the Master Premier League, of course you want to get it as close to a perfect IV Pokemon as possible. If you don't have one that's close to 100%, that's okay. Oh, and excuse me, my mistake, 2253. Sorry, I misspoke on the IV. I thought in the battle submission. I must have saw it wrong. Tough lead here into the Waterfall Primarina. Yeah, he said 2253, my bad. He submitted it correctly. I must have just saw it wrong. And we're going to see the Golisopod go into the Waterfall Primarina. Disarming Voice. Gets shielded. Golisopod, mirror match here. Going up to the double Aerial Ace. And we're going to see super effective damage coming through, but it has the back-to-back. Someone let me know in the comments. This, the color scheme on this Golisopod, is this the shiny? Or is it something else? I'm tripping. I feel like the shiny looks different, right? Is this like, what is... Oh my gosh. Please, you don't have to make fun of me. I've been a little bit stressed lately with some stuff going on. You don't have to make fun of me. It's a genuine question. Florges comes in and catches. Florges, I also found out when looking for the PNG, also has different like color schemes depending on the type of Florges it is or something, which is kind of cool. Going for the Disarming Voice, and the Aerial Ace gets shielded. Going for the charge attack here. It's going to knock out the Golisopod. In comes Primarina, and the Disarming Voice is going to threaten to knock out the Primarina here. Gets rid of it. Only one Pokemon remains, and it's the Annihilate here. Here's the problem is there is no problem. Knows the counts, right? Knows it's 8 counters to the Shadow Ball, so can safely go for the Moonblast. Swaps in Excadrill. You have to expend energy if you're Annihilate to get rid of the Excadrill. Ice Punch is not going to be enough. Oh, but do they come out with a charge attack? Not quite. One Fairy Wind is enough to knock out, and that is going to take out the Annihilate for a good game. Very well played there by Uncle Instinct. Has a few different Master Premier teams loaded, it looks like. Very, very cool. I like the outfit he's got going on. Trying to climb the ranks here. And it's on to the next one. Next opponent here. Excadrill into Rhyperior. So if they have Mud Slap, this could be a little bit scary. And it looks like it was a Smackdown Rhyperior. So the opponent swaps in Waterfall Gyarados. Going to throw a Rock Slide and then potentially look to get out of here. And that's exactly what happens. Then swaps into the Golisopod, which will resist the Waterfall damage. This is pretty good. Might look to overfarm here, because if that Smackdown Rhyperior comes in, you want to have residual energy to threaten it, to get off a liquidation before you get farmed down, right? So gets rid of the Gyarados with the Aerial Ace. Rhyperior may come back in, but this liquidation is going to do a lot of damage. Threaten the double super effective. Water hitting both the rock and the ground for super effective. Oh my goodness, look at that. Uh-oh. Darumaka is now looking very scary. Yikes. Banks the energy. So this is looking tough. The only potential win con I see is if you get both shields with the Florges here. Gonna bait the Disarming Voice. Really needs to get a shield here. Does get a shield. So now I think you have to go for that Moonblast, because you really... Oh, takes the Rock Slide. Goes... Okay, now you have to shield, right? So do you do two and then Moonblast? Oh, we're doing one for some reason. And we're baiting again. We get the shield, though. We combo play. Beautiful. And we get rid of Darumaka, and now we might be okay, because we're only one away, so we have to live one Smackdown, right? We have to live one Smackdown to get to the Disarming, and we get there. Let's go. Let's go. Very nicely done. So I think the opponent did misplay a little bit, right? Because they didn't really need to shield the Disarming Voice, so had to take advantage of the opponent, making a bit of a miscalculation there, but was able to find the win condition. And sometimes that's what you have to do in the Go Battle League. Sometimes, even if you like, I've been in situations myself where I've understood that the only way I win, right? My opponent might still have a shield, and the only way I win is if I throw like the big move, knowing I'm not going to get to a bait and a big move, and just hoping that they don't shield for some reason. So sometimes, like, you unnecessarily bait knowing that they are going to shield anyway, right? But really the only way you win is if you just throw the big move, hoping they don't shield for no reason. So I've actually done that a few times, and maybe 1 out of 10 times in that situation, they try to flex the no shield, and you actually get the win because of it. So sometimes you just got to play to that, hoping your opponent makes that misplay. But in a good situation here, Florida's going to resist that Dragon Breath damage. Disarming Voice knocks out the Gyarados. In comes Magnezone, throwing on an odd number of Fairy Winds correctly in between the Volt Switch. Moonblast. Gonna chip away at Zone. Moonblast coming through, trying to lower this Magnezone here. And willing to get farmed down, because you have to keep the alignment here. You don't want your... Oh, this is beautiful. Super effective. Shadow Claw is going to be really good against Chandelure here. Gotta respect the damage. Flame Charge will also ramp up the attack. We want to throw after 2 Shadow Claws here. Looks like we're just committing straight to fast attacks. I don't mind that either. I I think that's fine. If we're just fully committing to fast attacks, that makes sense. And the zone is so low, right? That this is fine. Going for the liquidation. They're going to put up a shield. Now they realize it's over. Because Excadrill just heavily resists everything from that Magnezone. So nothing poor little Magnezone can do. Poor little Magnezone. Such a good Pokemon, but not against an Excadrill. Very few situations when Zone's going to be able to overcome the Excadrill. He's going to need some help from his teammates if he's going to overcome that matchup. Some impressive plays from Uncle Instinct. I think we got one battle left. Cruising through this video, a bit of a quicker one. Amazing lead. Another Magnezone, and we're going to see another Waterfall Gyarados swap. This time, maybe a bit of a misplay, potentially. Going straight into the Florges into a Waterfall Gyarados. So I could see the potential for Gyarados to flip this matchup. Would have potentially liked to see go for the Rock Slide first, then maybe go into Golisopod. Now another Aqua Tail coming through. Gonna put up a shield to potentially get off this next Moonblast here. Gonna bait the Disarming Voice. Now, if we get a shield here, is there any way we still reach the Moonblast? I'm not sure. Oh, they don't even shield. Yikes. So gonna have to settle for a Disarming here. I don't think this even threatens to knock out. Does the opponent know that, though? They do. So the opponent playing very well. Takes back Switch. Oh, yikes. Gonna have to take super effective. Gonna have to shield. This is looking pretty tough. The only hope at this point is the opponent's like ABA weak to Excadrill. I think that's your only saving grace. And they kind of are. They kind of are. But they do have Mud Slap here. Okay. Do they must shield this, right? So then you swap. The problem is, okay, they're expending energy for some reason. I think you just swap zone immediately. Oh, actually, no, this makes sense. Well, yeah, okay, never mind. I'm tripping. Yeah, I was overthinking it. Rock Wrecker, the shieldless Golisopod. I was thinking swap and Wild Charge and save the energy for Excadrill, but that makes more sense. Anyway, very well played. And Uncle Instinct with a fun little team and a meta team that I encourage you guys to try out, especially because I think it's one of the more attainable teams in the Master Premier League that I think a lot of people would have access to these Pokemon as well. Excadrill, Florges, and Golisopod, pretty versatile as well. And yeah, so if you guys enjoyed this content, feel free to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you're new around here, comment down below. All comments are appreciated. And all that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.